He always called me crazy for checking his social media until I noticed her comment on every post. Curious, I clicked her profile and saw a pattern. Flirty replies, late-night conversations, inside jokes that weren't ours. One day, I sent her a message, "Hey, just wondering. How long have you and my boyfriend been talking?" Her reply came instantly, "Wait. He told me he was single." My hands shook. That night, I showed him the screenshot and whispered, "Guess who knows now?" His jaw dropped, and so did his little secret. I never thought I'd be the kind of girlfriend who checked her boyfriend's social media like a detective. But here I was. Not because I wanted to be. Not because I was paranoid. Not because I didn't trust him. Because I did. Or at least, I used to. But something had felt off for a while. You know that gut feeling? The one you push down because you don't want to seem crazy? That feeling had been gnawing at me for months. And every time I asked him about it, he rolled his eyes. "Jesus, you're always looking for something to be mad about. You're so insecure, it's embarrassing. Why do you act like every girl on the internet wants me?" So I stopped asking. But I didn't stop looking. And that's when I saw her. It started with little things. A comment here. A like there. Nothing outright flirty. Nothing obvious. But it was the consistency. Every post. Every story. Every update. She was always there. I clicked on her profile. She wasn't private. And that's when it all unraveled. Scrolling through her posts felt like a punch to the stomach. She'd post a meme about some inside joke I didn't recognize right after he'd posted something similar. A song lyric that matched his Instagram caption. A comment that sounded like it was meant for someone else. I clicked on her replies. And my stomach dropped. There they were. The late-night conversations. The inside jokes. The little winks and playful digs that weren't meant for me. A whole other world I wasn't a part of. And then, the worst part. A selfie. Her, in a hoodie I recognized. Not just any hoodie. His hoodie. The one he told me he had lost months ago. I stared at my phone, heart pounding. I needed to know. I clicked on her messages. Typed out a single sentence. "Hey, just wondering, how long have you and my boyfriend been talking?" I didn't expect a response. Not right away. Maybe not at all. But my phone buzzed almost instantly. And what I saw made my blood turn to ice. Wait. He told me he was single. I read it again. And again. Like maybe I had misread it. Like maybe it would change if I looked at it long enough. I needed more. I asked her when they started talking. Like, 5 months ago? Maybe 6? 6. We had been together for 3 years. I asked if they had ever met up. She hesitated. Then, yeah. The room started spinning. That night, I waited. I sat on the couch, phone in hand, shaking. He came home like nothing had happened. Tossed his keys on the counter. Checked his phone. Looked at me. "What?" he asked. I didn't answer. I just turned my phone to him. His face changed in an instant. What is this?" I kept my voice calm. "She told me everything." He swallowed. I tilted my head. "She thought you were single." The color drained from his face. I had him. And he knew it. He tried to talk his way out of it. At first, it was denial. "She's lying." Then, deflection. "Why are you even going through my stuff?" Then, anger. "This is insane. You're overreacting." Then, the excuses. "It was just talking. It wasn't serious. It didn't mean anything." I just stared at him. "You took her out. You spent months talking to her. You let her wear your hoodie." He opened his mouth, but I cut him off. "You told her you were single." Silence. His face crumbled. And I knew. He wasn't sorry. He was just sorry he got caught. His silence stretched between us, thick and suffocating. I watched his face cycle through emotions. Shock, anger, panic. Then, he did something I didn't expect. He laughed. A short, humorless chuckle, like I had just told him the dumbest joke in the world. "This is ridiculous," he muttered, shaking his head. I stayed quiet. "This isn't what you think," he tried again. She's just some girl I talked to. It was nothing." I raised an eyebrow. "She wore your hoodie." His jaw clenched. She borrowed it once." I tilted my head. "She thought you were single." He looked away. "She misunderstood." I let out a slow breath. "She slept with you." His head snapped back to me. He stopped. We both knew there was no way out of that one. His silence was my confirmation. I felt my stomach drop, but I refused to let him see me break. And then, his anger flared. "You don't even know what you're talking about." I gave him a look. "You don't trust me, that's the real problem." I scoffed. "You cheated on me, and you think the problem is me not trusting you?" He threw his hands up. "Oh my God, do you hear yourself? You're acting insane." There it was. That word. Crazy. He always called me crazy. Every time I questioned him. Every time I noticed something off. Every time I caught him in a half-truth. I clenched my fists. I'm not crazy, I said. I'm right. He stared at me, breathing hard. For the first time, I saw something in his eyes. Not guilt. Not regret. But fear. Not fear of losing me. Fear of losing control. I should have ended it right there. I wanted to. But something held me back. Not love. Not hope. Curiosity. I wanted to see how far he'd take this. How deep he'd dig his own grave. So I asked the question that had been burning in the back of my mind. How many others? He flinched. What? I repeated myself. His eyes darted away. That doesn't matter. I laughed. That definitely matters. His jaw tightened. Why are you doing this? I leaned forward. I just want the truth. He exhaled sharply, dragging a hand through his hair. I watched him debate whether to lie again. Then, finally, in a low voice too. My heart hammered in my chest. Two besides her? He hesitated. Then nodded. I felt my stomach twist. Three different girls. And I had never suspected a damn thing. I sat back, gripping the couch so hard my fingers ached. You're disgusting, I said, voice shaking. He pressed his lips together. I never meant, shut up. His mouth snapped closed. I wanted to scream. I wanted to throw something. I wanted to wipe every memory of him from my life. But more than anything, I wanted to hurt him. Not physically, but in a way he'd feel it. A way he'd never forget. So I took my phone, opened our messages, scrolled up, and sent a screenshot. Not to him. To his mom. His face drained of color as his phone buzzed. What? He grabbed it, eyes going wide as he read. Then, another buzz. His best friend. Then another. His boss. His hands started to shake. Are you insane? He roared. No, I said calmly. Just done. His face turned red, but not from shame. From pure, unfiltered rage. You ruined my life, he hissed, gripping his phone so tight his knuckles turned white. I crossed my arms, pretending my heart wasn't pounding out of my chest. No, you ruined your own life. I just handed you the mirror. His phone buzzed again. He looked down. His whole body tensed. Shit, he muttered. I smirked. Who was that? Your boss? Your mom? One of your other girlfriends? He didn't answer. But the way he ran a hand through his hair, pacing in circles, told me everything. I should have felt satisfied. I should have felt done. But something still didn't sit right. And then it hit me. Why wasn't he begging? He'd pleaded with me before over the stupidest arguments. But now, after I exposed him, after I shattered his whole life in 10 minutes? Nothing. That's when I realized. He wasn't worried about losing me. He was worried about something else. He grabbed his keys off the counter. I have to go, he muttered, heading for the door. I stepped in front of him. Where? He clenched his jaw. I need to fix this. Fix what? He didn't answer. I looked at his phone. The screen was still lit up with texts, but one caught my eye. A name I didn't recognize. Not her. Someone else. A text preview below it. Does she know about us too? I snatched the phone before he could react. He lunged for it, but I dodged. Give me that, he yelled, his voice cracking. I held it out of reach, eyes scanning the messages. And then, my blood ran cold. This wasn't about some random girl. It wasn't even about cheating anymore. It was something else. Something worse. The messages were frantic. From her, you need to get ahead of this now. From him, I didn't think she'd find out this fast. From her, you better not drag me into this. I swear to God. From him, relax. I'll handle it. Handle what? I scrolled up. Past the recent panic. Past the half-assed excuses. Then I found it. And everything inside me froze. A bank transaction. $4,500. Sent to her. Just 2 weeks ago. Then another. $3,200. A pattern. Money being sent. More than I ever thought he had. My hands started shaking. What the fuck is this? I whispered. He lunged again, but I stepped back, clutching the phone. Give it back, he shouted, his voice desperate now. Are you paying her? I yelled back. Is this a sugar baby thing? Or I scrolled further. And then I found it. A name. Not hers. A lawyer's name. A paternity lawyer. The room spun. I looked up at him. Oh my God. His face was pale now. It clicked. He wasn't just cheating. He wasn't just lying. He had a kid. I felt like I was going to throw up. He knew I didn't want kids. We had talked about it 1,000 times. It was the one thing I was sure of in my life. And yet, there it was. A whole other life I didn't know about. A secret baby. A legal battle. And I had no idea. I stared at him, my whole body numb. How long have you known? His jaw worked, but he didn't answer. I shoved his phone against his chest. How long? He swallowed hard. Almost a year, he finally muttered. A year. My knees almost buckled. I felt everything, anger, betrayal, heartbreak, crash over me at once. He had looked me in the eye, night after night, kissed me, told me he loved me, all while hiding a whole child. I let out a shaky breath. Then I laughed. A cold, bitter laugh. Because now I understood. Why he never begged. Why he wasn't afraid of losing me. He had already built a whole other life behind my back. And now I had to decide what to do with that. I gripped the edge of the couch, my nails digging into the fabric. The air between us was thick, suffocating. My heart was pounding so hard I could hear it in my ears. A year? My voice came out hoarse, like I'd been screaming even though I hadn't. Not yet. He didn't answer. His eyes flicked to the door, like he was already planning his escape. Coward. I took a step toward him. He took a step back. Say it out loud, I demanded. His jaw tightened. You have a child. He let out a sharp breath through his nose, rubbing a hand over his face. It's not, it's complicated. I laughed. A sharp, humorless laugh. Complicated? I snatched his phone off the coffee table and scrolled back to the messages with his lawyer. Pending paternity test, I read aloud. So you're not even sure? His eyes darted away. And then it hit me. Oh my God, I whispered. You knew this might be your kid, and you still told her you were single? His mouth opened, then closed. I felt like I was drowning. My fingers shook as I swiped through more messages. Plans. Payments. Silent stress behind my back. And then I saw something else. A name I did recognize. His mom's name. I scrolled. She knew. She had known about the baby. About the lawyer. She even helped him figure out how to hide it from me. There was a message from months ago. You need to tell her eventually, sweetheart. She'll leave me. She might. But the truth will come out either way. And then, her final text. She deserves to hear it from you. Not like this. I almost dropped the phone. His mother had warned him. And he ignored her. I looked up at him, my breath coming fast. Your mom knew. He pinched the bridge of his nose. It wasn't she knew, and she told you to tell me. And instead, you let me find out from some random woman on the internet. He dragged a hand through his hair. I was going to tell you. I scoffed. When the test came back, he snapped. I didn't want to freak you out over something that might not even be mine. So you just lied for a year? My voice cracked. Let me sit here and play happy couple while you were running around with some girl you knocked up? Stop saying it like that. His voice was suddenly sharp. It wasn't like that. Then what was it like? Silence. He had nothing. Something inside me cracked. I grabbed my bag, my keys, my phone. I moved fast, too fast, because if I stayed here, I would either scream or sob. Maybe both. Where are you going? His voice was tense now. I shoved my feet into my shoes. As far away from you as possible. Wait. He grabbed my arm. I yanked it back so hard he stumbled. Don't you dare touch me. His chest was rising and falling fast. We can fix this. I let out another bitter laugh. Fix what? I gestured wildly. The cheating? The 3 girls? The maybe baby? What part of this do you think is fixable? His lips parted, but I was already at the door. You're not leaving, he said, voice low. I froze. Slowly, I turned back to him. Excuse me? You can't just walk away, he said, his voice shaking. You're overreacting. We need to talk about this. I stared at him. This was it. The moment I realized who he really was. He wasn't just a cheater. He wasn't just a liar. He was someone who truly, genuinely thought I owed him my presence. I took a deep breath. Then I stepped outside. And I slammed the door behind me. The next few days were chaos. His texts started out frantic. Please talk to me. I'm sorry. You left before I could explain. Then they turned desperate. You don't understand. I need you to talk to me. My life is falling apart, please just answer. Then angry. So you're really just walking away? Wow. After everything? You're heartless. I hope you regret this. And finally, silence. But I wasn't really free. Because then the calls started coming from his mom. At first, I ignored them. But she was persistent. Finally, I picked up. Her voice was soft, cautious. Sweetheart. Don't, I cut her off. She sighed. I told him to tell you. I gripped my phone. But you didn't tell me. She was quiet for a moment. I wanted to, she admitted. But it wasn't my place. It wasn't his place to keep me in the dark, either, I snapped. I know, she said softly. And I know you never want to see him again. I don't blame you. I swallowed hard. Then why are you calling me? She hesitated. Then, in a voice that almost sounded tired, she said, because the test came back. It's his. The world went still. I exhaled. Good. Now he can focus on that instead of wasting time trying to get me back. Another pause. Then, her final words. I just hope you don't let this destroy you. I laughed, but there was no humor in it. Oh, don't worry, I said. This didn't destroy me. I hung up. And for the first time in a long, long time, I felt free. I wish I could say I never think about him. But sometimes I do. Not because I miss him. Not because I have regrets. But because I look back at the girl I was, sitting on that couch, waiting for him to admit it. She didn't know yet. She still thought she could fix it. I want to shake her. Tell her to run. But it doesn't matter anymore. Because in the end, I did.